Whereas obviously I can't really move my right arm now. It's getting worse and worse, so I am slightly worried I might have broken my shoulder, but luckily saving the day. Right, so what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Welcome to another early Sunday morning ride, my favourite time to go for a bike ride. And we are finally back with the B1H Kawasaki ZX6R. It has been about, I want to say, a month and a half since I've ridden this bike. I have uploaded videos of that in this time, so it doesn't look like I haven't ridden it in a while, but I haven't. And the pure only reason for that is I've been having a bit of a slight problem trying to get the ownership documents all sorted with the dealership, so it's meant I haven't actually been able to ride the bike for quite some time. So today we're finally going to get out on it, I should say. And the kind of see today is checking over the bike a bit, enjoying a nice ride on it. I have a track day in a couple of days on this bike, so make sure it's all good for that. And it's coming up on 4 months since I own this bike, and whilst I haven't ridden it in a month and a half, I think I've done well over 1,000 miles on this bike already. I've ridden it a ton. So I'm also going to talk about the things that I'm finding a bit annoying about owning this bike. That being said, it is my favourite bike I've ever owned, but there are a few things that I am finding a bit annoying with this bike. So yeah, we're going to talk about that in this video. So let's first put my peg back on so the exhaust isn't hanging. Then we will get it started, get on the road and go for a nice countryside blast. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Right. I've missed this noise, I know that. There you go. Starts up no problem at all. I've missed that raw rumble of this bike. There's so much mechanical noise, and it just sounds very, very cool. They're definitely in need of a clean. Perhaps we will do that as well. But yeah, let's go and get some fuel, head to some nicer country roads, have a little discussion first, and then we will enjoy some spirited riding. Right, it is all fueled up. Sounding as healthy and raw as always. But yeah, first of all, like I said, today is kind of just checking over the bike because I haven't ridden it in a very long time. In 2 days time I'm heading off for my second track day on this bike. We're going to Donington this time for the day, so I'm super excited for it. I've had a little preemptive look at the track and it looks so good. A lot longer than obviously Brands Indy, which was my first track day. It looks a lot more fun, a lot bigger, a lot quicker. So yeah, I'm super excited for that, and that should be a very good time. And this bike, like I said, it's the perfect track toy really, so I'm super excited for that. So stay tuned for videos to come on that. But yeah, how am I finding this bike after obviously nearly 4 months of ownership now? I've said it many times, it's probably my favourite bike I have owned. I'm just a huge sport bike fan, and this bike is kind of just the perfect level when it comes to everything. Like, it's the perfect power level, you know, about 130 horsepower. It's so perfectly balanced. The handling on this is just absolutely phenomenal, and it's such a raw experience to ride it, and it's very involving, and it makes it very enjoyable from how raw it is. And also, going on from that, it's probably the perfect bike for the track. It's not too much power, it's definitely by no means slow. It's kind of the perfect level of power and weight. You know, it's not too heavy, it's not too quick, it's just the perfect amount of speed, the perfect handling, the perfect weight distribution. Everything about it just feels so well balanced on track. So it's kind of, you know, the best of both worlds. It gives such a good raw riding experience on the road, it's so perfectly balanced for the track, and it's also a very, you know, enjoyable bike to look at. It's a very clouty bike as well, I would say. Obviously this year of ZX6R is very famous for the stunt world. Many people regard it as the best year of ZX6 ever made. So yeah, just generally speaking, all round, I absolutely adore this bike, and I would love to keep this bike forever. However, you know, the chances of me keeping the bike forever is very slim. And going on from that, I mentioned in the start of the video, there are things I find very annoying about this bike, and the main thing of that is parts. Any other old Kawasaki Ninja, you can find parts for it absolutely everywhere, even though obviously Kawasaki have discontinued parts for them. However, this bike is an exception, and a point to prove this is that currently, as the date I'm filming this, when I looked on Auto Trader, in the country there is currently only one of these for sale in the whole country, and that is a private seller as well, and very high mileage. So these bikes are very hard to get a hold of. That's a mixture of, it wasn't made for very long, it's a very popular bike, and obviously also a lot of them are destroyed from stunting and that kind of thing, and even track bikes. They're kind of, there aren't many of these bikes around, and going on from that, it means finding parts are incredibly annoying, OEM at least. And the thing I've been finding with this bike is it's really hard to find the parts I need for it or want for it, and because you can't, you then end up trying to go for aftermarket options like I've been doing, and then they don't end up fitting properly. So yeah, that is a bit of the annoying thing of this bike. I mean, it's obvious it's old anyway, but I kind of just miss being able to, you know, go on the manufacturer website or go into the dealership and just buy the parts I want there and then. And it is quite annoying, the struggle of finding the parts, I must admit. I suppose that's the price you pay to have something that's a bit more old and more sought after, I suppose. But yeah, that is the slight annoying thing I find with this bike. But anyway, now we can stop the waffle for this video and let you actually enjoy this bike, and let me enjoy the bike. So yeah, I will catch up with you guys when we hit some better roads, and let's have some fun. Oh, I've missed that noise. The camera will never do it justice, but the noise of this is just, it's so raw. I love it. Right, so here we are coming into the nice roads. Hopefully the audio comes out alright, as it will get quite windy on these roads as you get slightly more open. But yeah, let's enjoy the bike. And my god, by no means is this bike slow, it is insanely fast. And what you got to remember as well is this is kind of a cheater 600, because it's got that 36 extra cc's. It's got a lot more low down than a lot of traditional 600, so this thing absolutely flies, and the addition of the power commander and quick shifter really helps that. And I've missed the sensation of just letting this bike scream all the way up to 15,500 RPMs. It is such a fun sensation, and it just feels so racy, and the way this bike handles is like heaven. Oh, this is making me so excited for my track day already. How I've missed this bike. This bike, 22 years old, but my god does it still hold its own with modern bikes. Oh, it sounds awesome. It's almost like it has two different tones of the exhaust when you're going around the rev range. It has this really like deep rasp as you're starting to rev, and then as it gets higher it then just turns into the classic kind of inline 4-cylinder scream. Sounds so cool. And I'm quite excited actually as well that the track day is a noisy track day for Donington, so I can keep the baffle out, and yeah, after that we've got November to look forward to. I'm doing 3 days of Portimao in Portugal, so that is going to be absolutely incredible. I'm buzzing for that. I'm sure we can film a lot of really good content. We've got some nice little pops out on the overrun, that's cool. How fast this thing is. It amazes me because some of the bikes I've ridden in the past couple of days before filming this, they've been ridiculous, you know. MB Agusta F4, BMW 2025 M1000RR, a Aprilia RSV4 factory, you know. 2 of them have 217 horsepower and the other one, you know, 195 or whatever. And it just amazes me because sometimes you'll go on a bike after that and feel like it's slow, but this thing does not feel slow at all. Even after riding them, it really is fast. And I don't think you would lose much time at all in an acceleration over one of those super bikes, other than when you kind of start to get more top endy. This bike is, it would amaze you honestly how fast this thing actually is for, you know, what you think is just a small 600. It is incredibly impressive, and even more impressive that this bike is 22 years of age and it just accelerates like it does. It really is phenomenal, to be honest with you. Let's have a little stop here, see where my friend is, have a little walk around with the bike, and yeah, what an awesome stretch of road that is. A very enjoyable one at that. And yeah, I'm slightly worried that the wind noise is a bit too much and you're not actually able to enjoy the noise of the bike. Obviously, see, I've got quite a big end cam, but you can just hear the exhaust rumble. Sounds amazing. So much kind of like mechanical noise around the engine. It's just a raw noise. And then obviously when you and then obviously when you rev it up like that, it sounds absolutely awesome. Right, so here she is in all her glory. And I mean, whilst we're here, just look at the scenery, look at the roads. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's a nice quiet Sunday morning. What a time to be alive. What a time to have a motorcycle. This is the time. Sunday mornings, they're the best. I tell everyone, they are the best. And what a pleasurable ride it is to have this bike for my Sunday morning ride. Yeah. Definitely a looker. Timeless design, to be honest with you. Obviously, you know, it's a 22-year-old bike. You'll notice there's a few little bits on it, like the headlight, stuff like that. But I mean, for its age, the condition of this bike is phenomenal. When you look at the frame and all that, I mean, ignore the pillion pegs, but yeah, the condition is incredibly impressive. What's even more impressive is this bike only has 13,000 miles, so yeah, quite a rare kind of thing to see nowadays. A B1H636 with only 11,000 miles. And on cue, here is my friend. Wow, that sounds awesome. But yeah, just on cue, we will catch up with him, go for another little more ride. Right, so here it is. Here's the BMW in question. Very nice Gen 3 2017. Very nice. Well, in a slight turn of events, you can see I've lost some parts of my bike, and yes, I have crashed. So, yeah, bit unfortunate really. So yeah, I'm feeling very sore. Shoulders definitely got something wrong with it, and as you can see my helmet's taken some damage, but generally speaking I'm not too bad. The bike isn't horrific, obviously it will need further inspection. Cut my knees, obviously, cut my hand, but the gear's done very well. Obviously I always try to wear full gear, so that saved me a bit. But in sad news, now what was a very nice clean Ninja isn't quite so clean, and also it means now my track day is going to be off the cards in a couple of days. And yeah, slightly worried, mainly because obviously I want to keep consistent on the channel, and am I going to be able to continue filming videos? I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. We'll try and keep with the consistency. How bad my shoulder is, I don't know. So yeah, we will update more as I know. But there we go, as a very good, well, very bad turn of events, I should say. What we do is wait for a trailer, and then maybe we will inspect the damage a bit more on the bike when we get home later. And yeah, I suppose this bike was a bit of a project anyway, so now it is even more of a project, as I'm going to have to attempt to fix this thing. But yeah, very unfortunate. You see the peg snapped, obviously the mirror there, all the fairings are all cracked. Luckily I do already have a front fairing for it at home, but obviously now there'll be a few more bits to get. But I mean, to be fair, looking at it, for what was a decently bad crash, I'd say, it's not too bad at all, really. The damage could be a lot worse. I mean, obviously there's plenty of bits here, but yeah, there we go. Update more when more happens. But yeah, turn of events today. Right, so my friend is very kindly going to get me some water and chocolate, just to help with the shock, I suppose, and a bit of the sicky feeling. Yeah, my shoulder is definitely starting to lock up a bit, so a bit concerned about what's happened with that. Knees obviously in pain just from kind of cuts and stuff, but I mean, I am very, very impressed with my gear, especially my helmet. And it kind of proves to you that yes, some helmets are very expensive, but would I have got away this well if I was on like a really cheap Chinese Amazon helmet? I don't know. In my eyes, spending the money on an expensive helmet there has probably helped quite a lot, so I'm quite thankful I've done that. And the most interesting thing to note is that whilst we've been here, whilst I've been crashed, somebody has come around this corner and done nearly the exact same thing I did. They came up onto this grass a little bit. We absolutely pooed ourselves because we're stood here at the side of the road and we see this guy come around the corner on a cruising bike and nearly do the exact same thing I did. So that could have ended very bad, but it makes me feel a bit better about my error, that it's obviously quite a common thing. There must be something on the corner that's causing a lot of vehicles to do it, because I mean, yeah, it's weird that in such a short space of time another bike's done it. So yeah, it makes me feel slightly better. But yeah, I'm probably generally I'm quite a positive person. I don't usually kind of dwell on stuff too much, but deep down I am extremely upset because yeah, this is not gonna be very good for me. The bike's pretty ruined, so it's a bit of a tough one. Oh, saving the day. Alright, let's get it loaded on. Right, obviously I can't really move my right arm now. It's getting worse and worse, so I am slightly worried I might have broken my shoulder, but luckily saving the day. Get it loaded up. And I think I'm going to unfortunately have to have a hospital trip, because every minute that goes past my shoulder gets worse and worse. So yeah, hopefully I haven't broken it, but
just try and push it on, I suppose. I don't think it needs to be up running. He's in neutral. Ready? Yeah, just make sure he's lined up. Oh, hang on. Hang on. She's in. Jump it on.
Well, luckily the bike has now started up, so that is in progress. But yeah, this is the spot it all happened at, and it definitely seems like it's a bit of a common corner for it. We've seen some of the other bikes and cars come around it, but yeah, I'm in a lot of pain now. Probably documenting this a bit badly. Things like these happens at the end of the day on motorcycles, and you know, as upsetting as it is for me, obviously it's going to be a lot of money now on the bike to sort it and everything, which is the biggest thing, you know, sacrificing stuff like the track day. And obviously now it's going to kind of be a question of how badly injured am I as to how long I have to struggle through with the YouTube. But things like this happen, accidents happen, and at the end of the day, yeah, it's probably a mixture of being my fault, I suppose. Probably got a bit of target fixation, I suppose, and yeah, it happens unfortunately. So live and you learn, and I suppose I've got an excuse now to properly turn that bike into a track bike. So yeah, these things happen, but like I said, you learn from it, and yeah, I'll try and turn it into a positive note, hopefully. Right, fast forward what has probably been about 5 hours in hospital. I'm all slinged up. I had a small dislocation on my shoulder, which yeah, is incredibly painful now, and as the hours have gone on, it's got more and more sore to the point now that I can barely move my shoulder. So yeah, that is a slight change of events in this video. I'm gutted that I would have been going on the track day tomorrow, and now I can't, and I'm losing all the money from it, which is incredibly annoying. Also annoying that this bike has now become even more of a project, as it's going to be even more work for me now to make this thing perfect, obviously. But yeah, we will do a video in the next one where we will want some a little bit better, try and tear this bike apart a bit and see how bad the damage really is. At first I was really worried it's bad, but looking at it now, I don't think it is too bad. So I think I got quite lucky that it was on the grass. And at the end of the day, I don't want to look too negatively on it. At the end of the day, these things happen, and I'm extremely grateful that I come out, for the most part, not too bad. Obviously, you know, the odd cut and a dislocated shoulder, I don't think is too bad. It could have been a lot worse, so I'm grateful for that. In the meantime, I do have a few videos already edited and filmed, luckily, so that can cover a bit of time. And then yeah, from that I'm going to have to kind of just see what I can film to try and stay consistent. Obviously I don't know an exact time of how long it'll be until I can ride again. I want to guess it will be close to maybe like a month or two if I'm really, you know, fixing quickly. But yeah, we will see. So in the meantime, we'll have to try and do loads of bike nights and film that kind of content until I'm hopefully be back up and riding in the not too distant future. But yeah, there we go, guys. That was a very change of events for today's video, but hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless. Don't worry, I will still do my best to stay consistent and hopefully still stick with the 2 videos a week, Friday and Sunday, where I can. So yeah, we will try my best to keep up with that. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for plenty more videos to come, and stay tuned for some more updates of this bike. It's sad, but I'm hoping it won't take too much to get this thing back to perfect again. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.